welcome back to my channel. It's Priscilla here, and today I have a video for you guys relating to nursing. I just finished my first year as a graduate nurse, and I wanted to share my experience, my regrets, my highs and lows, and where I see myself in the future as a nurse. Okay, so I'll probably explain to you how the graduate nurse works in Australia or in Melbourne where I live. So basically, in your last year of nursing, you get to choose 4 hospitals that you would like to work with, and then you send out an application. They will reply whether you receive an interview, and after the interview, if you are successful, you get a graduate year. Now, a graduate year will last for 12 months, and you get to rotate between 6 or 3 wards depending on how the program is conducted at that hospital. And with that rotation, that's where you really learn hands-on on pretty much being a nurse. Okay, so I started my graduate year in March last year, and I finished this week. So I am 1 year out of being a nurse, and my first rotation, I think I will start with the lows with that one because it was a very hard 6 months. I remember I would always tell my girl Abuna that I just hated my job and I hated going to work. The real low for me, because I didn't feel like I got a lot of support from basically people in that ward. You do get a preceptor, which is someone who's supposed to guide you throughout that rotation, and I didn't really get that from my preceptor. I felt like I couldn't ask questions because I would feel dumb from her reactions. Just her body language, there wasn't just a good relationship, not a good vibe, and I don't think just to me, I just think that's the type of person she is. And then that made me think, why are you a preceptor? Because you're supposed to be here to help people and to pretty much help new nurses become the best nurse that they can be. And that being my first rotation, it just wasn't good, basically. And I could relate this to my second rotation, where I would see new nurses and their preceptors and how the relationship they had and how much that preceptor helped that nurse, and I didn't get that, and I was kind of a bit like, oh, that's cute, you know. So that was definitely a low. Another low in that first 6 months was I experienced first and second hand bullying and racism. I had a nurse who thought it was okay to use the N-word, and I don't know what else I'm supposed to say with that. Like, I just don't think that is something that should be okay in the workforce, no matter, this person wasn't even black firstly, not that that makes it any better, but no. And they thought that was okay. That was another low. And the work was quite heavy on that ward, and I felt like there wasn't a lot of teamwork based, so pretty much you're on your own on that place, that I felt during my 6 months. So I just really did not enjoy nursing. I think I cried a few times, which I'm not a crier, like it takes a lot for me to cry, and I cried a few times and was just really down, really not happy. But mostly my lows from my first year of nursing was the first 6 months just on that ward because of all of that was happening. Moving on to the highs of my first year of nursing, I'd say that really increased in my second rotation, where I went to a surgical ward. So I rotated between 3 different wards, and that's where I really felt like, okay, I can do this. I learned so much, and I felt more at ease going to work. I didn't feel so much stress and anxiety before starting work. Obviously, you know, I still made mistakes here and there, but I felt supported, and I felt like if I made a mistake, I would be okay to go to someone and be like, hey, I did this, what am I supposed to do to make it better, and so on and so forth. So I think in terms of the highs and lows, it really bases on who you work with and what's the word? It bases on really on the environment of that ward. And another high is just my confidence and skills increased a lot, and also my time management. My first 6 months I probably was going home really late because, you know, it's just hard to explain. Like, I just didn't get what I needed, and the next 6 months, you know, I could do so much better. I don't know what else to say. It was just so much better than the first 6 months, really. Like, I actually enjoyed going to work. It really depends on the environment of the ward. Another high is also building relationships and just a rapport with different nurses, gaining experience from other nurses, and like the little tricks that you can learn to make your shift better. And I'll say the regrets during my first year would be just not standing my ground in certain things. I think people can really see who they can really push around, and if they see that in you, they really grasp on that and continue to push you around and say whatever they want to say to you. I wish I did stand my ground in certain things, especially in terms of the nurse in my first rotation who thought it was okay to say the N-word. I wish I took that to more of a HR level, because I think that person really needed repercussions of the actions, and that wasn't even the first thing or the only thing that particular nurse did to graduate nurses. There was a lot of other issues with her, and I felt like if I stood my ground, that person really would understand pretty much how to be a better person, how to be a better nurse, and how to work as a team as well. Moving on to my future in terms of nursing. So after my graduate nurse, I've been able to secure a job there. So I'll be working half-time on an orthopedics ward and half-time on pool, which means like a casual job. So I'll be called for working at different wards in that hospital. I definitely want to gain more experience. I've worked for about 2-3 years on the floor, and then move on to something a bit more in the higher education in terms of like a master's degree. I've always wanted to do midwifery, but now that's still on the table, but I'm thinking of also doing theatre nursing, and definitely something in administration in the health field. So that's where I really want to pace my goals in terms of nursing. So yeah, like, it's been a stressful roller coaster year, but I'm happy it's over. I'm gonna have a little break and then come back and, you know, learn even more, because I think nursing is such a learning curve, and you can never learn too much about nursing. There's always something new. There's always a new gadget that's developed that will help in terms of your nursing and how to look after patients, and there's always new diseases and new medications coming out to learn. So that is something that is just never ending in terms of nursing and the health field, really. But yeah, so I'm happy as where I am at the moment, and I'm looking forward to the next years as a nurse. Okay, so comment below any other nurses in the field, what your experience of as a new nurse, what you went through, either good or bad, and any encouragements for us in terms of how to deal with certain situations in the nurse field. Okay, so I'll end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed my little venting rant experience as a nurse. Comment below anything that you would like to say. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to, and I will see you guys next Sunday. Okay, see you guys.